Hi, my name is Misty. I'm the creator of Creative Bits of Chaos, and tonight I thought we'd make a mesh wreath. So we will go over the tools and the materials that you'll need. I will also list those down below, so you'll have those too if you'd like to make it along with us. And I think that's about it, so let's get started. Okay, so anyways, the tools that you're going to need, you are going to need a pair of scissors. You are going to need a rotary cutter. You are going to need wire cutters. And the supplies that you're going to need, 26 gauge floral wire. Well, let's go to this next. This is a burlap work form. It is 24 by 15. That means 24 on the outside, 15 on the inside. You can see it's raised right here. I like this. I get these from, let's see, where did I get this one? This one was from Craft Outlet. I love their store. It's online. And then we're going to use 3 different colors of ribbon. They are all wired ribbon. The snowman ribbon with the snow drift on the outside is canvas, and so is the brown one, but I'll show you that one. Isn't he so cute? He's just so cute. So that's a canvas ribbon. And then we are going to use this one. This is a canvas ribbon too. It's brown. And then you've got the blue, which is like kind of like a blue jean. I'll have to check on that. I'll put it in the comments, but it kind of feels like polyester a little bit. Blue jean material. Cut each one of those in 12-inch strips, and then you are going to dovetail the ends right there on all of them. And then we have got burlap mesh. It's got 58% jute in that, jute mesh. So soft. I love this one. I love to work with it. Put that one back. And then we have this is actual natural jute mesh, and I cut all of my mesh in 30 inches, all of my ribbons in 12s. So all right, I'm going to adjust the camera so we can look at that right there. I think we've got that to where we need to be. And also, I don't know if you can see this, but I do have a glass of water that has a little snowman on it for Christmas. All right, so anyways, how these wreath forms come. They come with the tinsel already, put down. It's attached. It's very, very nice. It makes it easier to make your wreath. What I do, I go ahead and put these upright, get those started upright. That way you don't have to do that as you go along. It's already done, so you don't get any lost in the mesh. And this one, it's a fairly simple wreath, but it is just so adorable, and I think it's the colors that come together so nicely. Okay, so we got those all upright right there, and we're going to set these ribbons aside because we don't need those quite yet. So I'm going to set them aside and we'll come back for those. We are going to take some of the mesh and we're going to put it up here. Let's see, I think there's enough room. My goodness, I do not. Really, I need a larger workspace, to be honest with you. And I'm going to put up the tools right now because we don't quite need those right now. So, and I wanted to make sure that everything was pre-cut before I started the video, because cutting probably takes me about a half an hour to get it all cut, and there's no need for you to see me cut stuff. So anyways, these meshes again are 30 inches. You don't have to do them in 30 inches. I like them in 30 inches just because it makes them fluffier, it makes the wreath more fuller, or wreath fuller. So totally up to you. 20 to 30 is totally fine. Any smaller than that, you might have some gaping holes in it. I actually tried to do it a little smaller just to see if I could get it flatter on one of my wreaths. You show holes in it. So I wanted to show you this up close. It's very soft. This is the jute mesh. So how I do this one is I like to have the curls up, and then I kind of roll this edge down right here at the beginning. Just make it a roll down just to keep those edges tucked in, because it does tend to shed. So then we just start gathering, and you want to gather as evenly as you can, because this is going to make your ruffle. And you don't want your ruffle to be uneven because it will show on the wreath. I like to start on the bottom edge of the wreath and work my way up. Certainly you can do yours any way you like. If you've watched my videos before, you know I like to twist the tinsel 3 times. No magic reason why. I don't know, I just like to twist it that many times. It feels secure that way. 1, 2, 3. I also, each one that I put in, each piece of mesh, I like to form it too right then, because it's a lot easier to fix it right then when you're making it versus going and trying to fix it when you get done. Now with this particular wreath, I like to alternate the blue and the natural jute. I just think the color scheme like that works really well. And you know, when you're picking out your colors yourself, you can totally pick out whatever types of colors that you like. You can put them any type of coordination that you like, if you like to alternate them, or if you would like to make maybe the bottom half all blue, the top half blue. It's, you know, totally whatever you want to do. And I think that is what makes the wreaths pop, is how you do your colors. So however you choose to do it, you know, might just work out spectacular. Another thing too, I just want to bring this up. So when I order these signs, this is how I coordinate my colors. I really try to pick out colors out of here that would really shine in the wreath. And I think I talked about that in my last video. But this one has some blue jean material looking in it in the hat. It's very pretty. And then there's some browns in there too. So just really, really pretty sign. So we will go ahead and keep going. Oops, there we go. And in this video today, let's see, what is today? Oh, today is December 13th. Tomorrow is my husband and I's 13th wedding anniversary. We actually just got back from dinner. We went to the Japanese steakhouse. It's kind of wherever you're at. I don't know if you have one too, but it's kind of where they cook in front of you on the grill. We really love that restaurant. But I tell you what, really, really makes you feel kind of sick afterwards. I think that probably happens to everybody when you go out to eat. You tend to just think the food is just so good that you just want to eat a lot more than what you should. Okay, let me show you this. So because these are meshes, they tend to ravel. I just want to get that one right there. It was raveling already. Hold on. I don't know why that one has a couple of pieces there, but I don't want it sticking out of my wreath. So I'd like to just nip that one in the bud right then. Okay, get that right here. I really like to inspect my pieces as I'm cutting them too, because actually the last wreath I made of this one, I was cutting the blue burlap mesh, and there was a whole section, and it's I'm not talking about the product at all. I think because it is burlap, you're just going to come across some uneven parts of material, but I came across a whole section that there the blue was kind of gathered in a different way, so I had to cut that out because it just wouldn't have looked right on the ruffles. So you want to inspect your stuff. It is, you know, material that is going to have flaws at times. Now this particular blue burlap mesh, the whole entire roll that I cut up, no problems at all, completely fine. No gathering of material or anything like that. The natural jute mesh, I've actually never had anything like that. The burlap mesh though, the blue one, it's just really, really soft material. I think it probably edges over like that pretty easily because it's just so soft. But anyways, and it's really soft to touch too. I wish you could touch it, but it's just very, very soft. Okay, and so I think I had said this earlier, you want to, oh no, I didn't say that in this video. I said it in the last video, but when you're cutting the mesh, you also want to use the rotary blade. You're going to have less fraying with that than you would with just a pair of scissors. Use the rotary blade. I get mine at Walmart, and you can get replacement blades for them too. They're not that expensive. It's a nice little tool, and it's quicker to use than scissors anyways, because scissors you'd have to pick up each piece of material by hand, and you know, just a couple minutes like that takes a lot of your time, and all of our time is important, so you don't want to spend unnecessary time cutting up material by hand like that. So I always use the rotary blade to do that. This particular wreath that I'm making right now, I have a nurse friend, because I'm a nurse in my day life, but I have a nurse friend that I used to work for who actually lives in another state now. She ordered this for her mama. So I hope her mom likes this. It is one of the more popular wreaths. It's just so darn cute. It really is. It's just very cute. I think it's got a country kind of feel, like maybe farmhouse kind of country feel, probably because of the natural jute mesh and that blue jean looking material. It's just very pretty and easy on the eyes. I don't know if you can hear that in my video right now, but we live kind of close to an airport. I guess you would call it a military base, but don't really do a lot of stuff there. But we have a lot of planes fly overhead, and sometimes they sound like they're just like going to land on us. Very crazy. Oh, what I was going to say, I get so distracted. So with my husband and I, our anniversary, it's actually tomorrow. So today we are just doing a pre-dinner, but tomorrow, and we will have been married for 13 years. I cannot believe it's been 13 years already. It really, you know, I tease him and he teases me that it feels like an eternity. But honestly, it doesn't feel that long. I can't believe that it's been 13 years ago that we said I do. So, very crazy. You'll have to comment down in the comments how long you all have been married, if you're married, and the secret to a long-lasting marriage. I would have to say that secret would have to be acceptance. And I think acceptance and compromise, maybe the other one, because nobody you meet is going to be perfect, and I'm certainly not perfect. So you have to accept the other person's flaws, love their flaws, and love the good parts of them, of course, but compromise, because even though we want to think it, you know, ladies, we want to think that our, and gentlemen, I'm sure if you're watching, we want to think that we're always right, but honestly, our opinion is not the sole opinion. Sometimes that's a hard one to swallow, but, and he does the same thing with me. I know that he compromises with me and looks over my flaws, so very, very nice. If granted, I hope we get 13 more times 4. Okay, so we have got 2, 3. So we have got this bottom layer made right now, and it is coming along very nice, very evenly, very pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this up. See that? So I think the 30 inches are really good, because if you see that right now, and those holes are gonna fill in when you put the ribbons in there. Excuse me, it's from that Japanese food. I'm so sorry, I keep having some burping. I guess we're gonna get to know each other over time, so we all do it. I'm a nurse, remember. Okay, but anyways, those holes in there will fill up as we get the ribbons in. You can't have it completely packed or it's just going to be too thick. So I mean, it's okay that there are some, you know, open areas. We're going to fill them in with the ribbons. It's going to look beautiful. So next I've got, because this one's sitting up here, I like when I start my top row, I like to try to start on the opposite. So I've got some blue right here, so I'm going to put the brown right on top of it, so I'm not going directly and just doing blue and blue. I don't know, I mean, you can totally do that. It's just not my favorite way. I kind of like it to be alternated all over it, so it's just a very full alternated look. So we'll get this top part started. This is really coming along nice. Okay, there we go. And since Christmas is coming up, this is actually, because we're on the 13th today, this is probably going to be my last mesh Christmas wreath, just because there's just not enough time to get the deliveries out. The supplies for this one, usually I get them in like 2 to 3 days. It's really a quick turnaround, but this time it took, gosh, maybe 6 days, and it's just because we're getting into that season, you know, where the delivery people are totally just overwhelmed. And my husband's one of them. He's a truck driver, and you know, this is their busy time of the year. If you got it, you probably got it from a truck, because that's how everything gets delivered. We were actually talking to our youngest, who's 12, and I was telling him that if you got it here, Gage, you probably got it from a truck, because there ain't no way else it's getting here unless it's a plane, I guess. But still, a truck has to take it from the plane. Really, just isn't no way about it. So, be nice to our truck drivers, folks. They work really hard. You know, he can tell me some horror stories on the road. And that ain't saying that there's not some truck drivers, I'm sure, that have earned their complaints. But for the most part, those men and women work really hard. So, okay. Here we go. Working on this. This is turning out so lovely. And if you watched my last video, if you looked at the tinsel wire work form that I used on that one, I used the thinner one, the thinner tinsel. This one's actually burlap tinsel, and it's really thick and bushy. It really just depends on what type of wreath that you're wanting the end product to look like. I like on this particular one, I want to use the tinsel as part of the end product and how it looks. I like to kind of ball this one up so it's got like a little bulb in the ribbon, and we'll go over that when we get to that part. But the thinner kind, those look nice too for a different type of look. Really just depends on what kind of finished product that you're looking for. I really do like this thicker one of the tinsel. It actually feels a little more secure, probably just because it's thicker, but I've not had any problems with the thin ones coming undone at all. They're all very sturdy. Okay, roll this one up. You know what I would like to get sometime, honestly, has to be after Christmas, but I'd like to get a bigger desk here, or workspace, or table, or whatever you want to call it, because when you're making wreaths, you just need a lot of space. You need a lot of space to cut. I don't know if anyone's ever told you, you get a little messy when you do crafts. So, which if you're a crafter, and I'm assuming that you are since you're watching this video, that you probably are a little messy too. So I'll tell you one thing too, after I'm done making these wreaths, sometimes I get tired and I don't feel like cleaning up my workspace. And then you come back in here to make a wreath and you're like, doggone it, it is a mess in here. I should have cleaned that up. So I should make that my New Year's resolution, to really clean up after myself. Now I did clean up the other day really, really good because I moved this whole craft room around. I just wanted more space. You know what? That's weird. Oh my goodness, girls and men. Well, I was talking so much I messed a thing. That's okay, we'll just fix it. I was like, why are we not even up? Because I had came to a tinsel there and I was gonna meet in the same color, and that should not happen. You know, like blue against blue, that should not happen. And I was having, actually I have a lot more left over. I better take a second to count this. Okay, hold on, let's make sure everybody has a piece. I could have just not counted right. There's two right there. That's really odd. Nope. It's looking like I got all of them. All right. Well, I just must have not been paying attention with my counting on this. And you know what? They could have stuck together when I was counting them too. So, because you want, since there's on this wire work frame, there are 18 tinsels. So I cut 9 pieces of the natural jute and then 9 pieces of the blue jean looking burlap mesh. And so it really should have came out even, but I must have just counted wrong. And you know, I know that this is 18, that it's always going to be 18 of the tinsels. But every time, wouldn't you know it, that I count it, I have no idea why either. I count it every time like I think somebody's gonna put an extra piece on me or something. I don't know, it's really funny. But you know what? If I wouldn't count, I'll bet you if I don't count someday, there's gonna be an extra piece on there. Oh my gosh, I'm cracking myself up. Okay, so got our last one in there, and I am gonna check it. Okay, we're gonna get this all fluffed up. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It is just, hold on, let me get that all fluffed up like that. Yeah, that's really, really pretty. I'm gonna look at it real quick here. Okay. Yep, that looks nice. Very nice. Can you see that now? Isn't that beautiful? It's just beautiful. Wish you could really see it here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's a good picture. Yep, that's pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so then what we're going to do now, let me see if I can adjust this better. I got this new camera holder and still working with it. All right, so this is how I do this one with this ribbon. Now, this is what I like to do. Again, do it how you want to do it and how you think it's pretty. So what I do, because I'm just infatuated with these snowmen, I like to put a snowman in each one of the tinsels. So I have 18 snowmen. I am going to alternate. So I'm going to put a blue piece with a snowman and then a brown piece with a snowman, and I'm going to alternate all throughout the wreath. I just like that. It seems too overwhelming when I tried to do 2 snowman for 1 piece, so I stuck with just 1 ribbon of snowman and crisscrossed it with a different color. That seemed to put a really nice looking color, brought out the snowman ribbon in it. This is just so nice. I showed my mom this. We had a wreath making party a couple weeks ago, and she was like, that is such good ribbon. I told her, I know. It's a very thick canvas material, but this, I don't know if you can see it, but it is just got this snow drift right here, and it feels like a cotton or something. It's just so darn good material. Very, very pretty. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to stand up for this one because I like to. So we're going to take these two. I'm going to gather them in the middle, like so, just like that. And then I'm going to put the blue inside of the natural jute. I like to mix it up like that so we've got all these pretty colors coming together. I'm going to do it at 3, 2, and then I kind of turn the corners down, but I still have that. Do you see how that burlap shows right there? Let's do this opposite like that. Yeah, because that makes it really pretty. Okay, we're going to keep going around. We're going to take brown next. So much nicer when these things are already cut for you. Two, 3. The other day I made this wreath, and it's a grapevine wreath. I don't know if you guys have all had any experience with grapevine wreaths. A little different, it's got its own challenges, but I really, really like how it turned out. It was a couple of owls. This, the lady that wanted me to do it, it's for her mother, and it's for her mother too. You know what? I just thought about that. That's 2 wreaths for moms. Moms are special. But her mom really likes owls, and she was hoping that I could make one with owls in it. And I looked for ribbons upon ribbons. I could not find, and there's ribbons with owls on them, but they're kind of cartoonish. And she was wanting it to be a little bit of a winter scene, but not Christmas, something that she could keep up. Whoops, what am I doing here, Misty? I almost went and got a blue, and we needed a brown. But the ribbons that I just dropped something, I think it was that sign. The ribbons that I was finding were, you know, like cartoonish ones, and I just think that in my heart I felt like she was wanting something a little bit more classic maybe, and natural looking. And so again, on Craft Outlet, I found these 2 owls. They came as a little set, and they almost look real. They look kind of like real birds, but oh my gosh, they are adorable. You'll have to check out my Facebook page. It's called Creative Bits of Chaos, but I posted them there, and it's really cute. I wish I would have bought enough for another wreath, because I would have liked to have sold another one of those. But sometimes I get kind of nervous that type of style, you know, what if that person doesn't like it, and then I'm stuck with all these materials, and you know, it might not be a favored wreath, but then I got it done, and gosh, it's just really pretty, just so pretty. Now, do you see I'm fluffing this kind of here, because I didn't like how that brown was sticking out there. Okay, just was a little too bold. And what was fun about that grapevine wreath is that I got some sprays of pine, and that was really fun to work with. Just looked like you were kind of making a scene for the outdoors, which makes me think about what I did try that I totally failed at, and that was at a grapevine tree. I tried making one on my own. I posted a picture of that too on Creative Bits of Chaos, which after I posted it, I thought, gosh, why did I post that? Nobody wants to see me messing up. But then I thought, well, maybe they might want to see me messing up. You can't be perfect all the time, you know? and just kind of let you all know that, you know, you can try things. Doesn't mean it has to be perfect. I tried it. I still want to do it again because I think that I can. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet correctly. It's hard. I had what I had done is taken a couple of my 2 old grapevine wreaths, because I like to decorate with those on tables and stuff. And I had taken 2 of those and had read that you needed to soak them. And so I soaked them for about 8 hours on one, and I think 2 hours on the other. And to try to, so that way you can work with them and form them over your wire form, which it kind of looked like one of those round Christmas tree forms. But even after 8 hours of soaking that one, it still didn't bend that well. So it's just not easy to work with. But somebody I was talking to said that that it is easier to work with if you're using real grapevine. So, okay. So this is one thing here that when you get to this part, I guess to me it really doesn't matter on the outside because you can't see those that well. So if the snowman's facing up or down, you know, it's just a circle. But on this one, you know, you're really looking directly at this snowman. So, and I'm going to make sure my sign faces, this is the top and this is the bottom. So I'm going to try to make sure this snowman is really looking up at everybody the whole time and not kind of looking down, if that makes any sense. And some of these times, you know, some of them he's going to be sideways a little bit because there's just, it's a round circle. So can't get him perfect every time, but it's nice if you can at least get him, there we go, to face toward in the same direction. Okay, we're getting it. There's another airplane. Okay, I don't know if you've noticed, I try to keep up on my 3s. I tie my ribbons with 3s. Must be some type of thing. I think honestly though, having the 3s makes, it's just enough security, and oh, my back is hurting. Just enough security, but it also gives you enough to leave there to kind of look cute right there on the end. See, this is where it gets a little tricky because we're going upwards. I want to make sure I keep those snowmen facing up. Okay, there we go. Tomorrow is our actual anniversary, and we might be going to a gun show. You know, it's not my thing, but he does lots of stuff like that with me. So I want to make sure that I honor him too and do those kinds of things. Okay, up, 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 snowman up. I don't know why I'm having trouble doing this. Probably gonna rewatch this later and think, that didn't look that hard at all. But you want to make sure that the finished product looks good. I have this door behind me. I call it my fluffing station because I'll take a wreath over there and I will fluff it and I will fluff it. Gosh, I fluff it until it's probably half dead. I just like fluffing it to make sure that it's where it should be. Let's see, where should I do this? I think I want to do them like this. Make sure that it looks good when it's hanging up, because you know, while this is a nice thing to do it on the table, so it's easy, but this isn't how it's going to hang. So I like to take it over there and put it on a wreath hanger. Well, then I don't like how that one twisted up. Put it on a wreath hanger, make sure it's gonna hang like I want it to look when it gets to their house. Because you don't want something that you've made to hang funky. Okay. Let's look at that. We've got 2 more to go up there. Gotta get my knee off of that. Okay. That was a blue one. We'll do a brown one. Yeah, we're coming up pretty good. This didn't take too long to do. After I'm done making this, I gotta go get my youngest, because he is at his grandma's, and I guess they are making presents. Well, when I say they, look at this, I'm gonna have another extra one. What in the world? Him and his cousin, which is almost the exact same age as him, are going to be making presents for me and his cousin's mom. I don't know what they are, but my mom's working on that with them, which is cute. And little boys should learn how to be crafty. And it's fun to get something that your child made. And I think that it's fun for them to make something too and give it to you. You know, they don't have any money. That's all they got to do is give you what they make. And that makes it even more special. Okay, this, I'm gonna sit down so I can see if you guys can see it. That, gosh, I wish you could see it better. There, look at that. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. So pretty. We're gonna get that sign on. And we're gonna make sure that we got the sign on. I'm gonna make you all sick. Okay, we're gonna make sure that we got the sign on in the middle. So we're gonna look at those snowman. Okay, how do we got these snowman facing? Okay, yep. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. All right, so now this is going to come in with the wire cutters. And so I use quite a bit of wire for this because I'd rather have extra than not have enough. You cannot fix it if you don't have enough. I'm gonna need 4 pieces. These signs from Personalize It by Pam, I get them off Etsy. Now if you get the square signs, most of the time they have an option for a hole in all 4 corners. So much easier. The round signs do not have an option for a hole. No, I just take my hole puncher and I work that hole puncher through until it pops a hole in it. It's very thin aluminum for the sign, so it usually works just fine. I know I'm sounding monotone right now, but I'm trying to cut this ribbon. You know, I've had this ribbon for a while. I can't believe I've gotten so much use out of it. I would take the time. I don't know. I don't see how much is in there. It's 26 gauge though. Look that up. But I love floral wire. I said ribbon. Oh my gosh. I've watched some of these videos that I've done back, and then I'll hear myself say something. I'll think, that's not what that is. Why did you just say that? It's so funny. But floral wire. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I should have told you how I did that. Okay, so take this wire. I run it through the hole, and then I am going to, I fold it, or I make it the same length. Hold on. There we go. And then I'm going to take that wire and I wrap it really close to the sign. It just secures that sign so you can be very precise where you're going to put it in your wreath, and gives you a little bit more, what is that called? Strength, I guess. I don't know. Makes it more sturdy on that side. If you have 2 wires instead of just 1 hanging there, I like that. You know, even though this wire is very sturdy, I'm always afraid it's gonna break if I twist it too much. So I like to put 2 there. So, okay. Alrighty. Where is that? almost there. Okay, oh my gosh, this one is going so quick. I hope it's going quick for you guys too. Maybe not. All right, so what I do is I take a piece, or take a hold of those wires. We've got it ready to go here. We're gonna get it lined up. Make sure it looks pretty. I'm gonna make sure that looks good. And our snowman are all facing that direction. I think that's the way we need to go. Oh my goodness, that sign is so adorable. Okay, I'm gonna turn this over. We got them exactly where we want them. And we're gonna start working with these wires. And you're going to tie them. So you've got brackets in here, and I'll show you after I get one tied. But what I like to do is I like to tie it around the bracket. It seems more secure that way to me. And I don't tie it too tight with the first, because I want to make sure that what I've got going here is going to be exactly how I want it to look. Okay, there's that one. Coming along, coming along. Okay, then we are going to come over here. I'm going to put this one around a bracket. Yeah, because if you just attach it to one of the wires, I'd just be worried that it would kind of slip around in there. When you attach it to the bracket like that, it really feels secure. Okay. Okay, good. We're coming. Almost doing it here. Oh my goodness, I have another grandbaby coming. So my oldest son has given me 3 grandbabies already. Hold on, that's not looking tight enough there. Which I just cannot believe that I have a child that has a child. I don't know if you guys feel like that being grandparents. Like, how did that happen? You were just my child. There's something looking wrong with this sign right here on this side. I don't know what is wrong, but I feel like I can't get them as tight on that side as I did on the top. And maybe it doesn't need to be. We'll find out when we turn them over. But I like it to kind of lay evenly, and it just, something's not doing it right here. That's okay. I hope I'm not mumbling too much into my holy cannoli. I hope I'm not mumbling too much in my sweater. It's hard to get a hold of this. Oh my goodness. I just poked myself in the finger with the wire. I have got to tell you what I did with that grapevine wreath. Let's see. Yeah, see what is happening there. That grapevine wreath, I was using the hot glue gun, and wouldn't you know it, I dropped, yeah, I got it wrapped around tinsel right there. I dropped a big glob of glue on my knuckle, and it hurt so bad. Where's it at? Well, you can't see it, I doubt, but I have got, can you see that? I've got a blister right there. Oh my gosh. Tell you what, that hurt. Oh, I was like, where did my wire go? Okay, I'm gonna untwist this. Oh, anyways, my son, who is having the other baby, well, he's the only one that has babies right now. They are due in, it should be, let's see, when is that gonna be? July. So, and that will be their 4th baby. I think they will be done after that. And then I guess my middle son, he just got married. So him and his wife probably will be having babies after that. But maybe not. They're just graduating college. His wife is in the master's program, and my son is finishing up his senior year. So And they're just starting. They probably will wait a little longer right now because they're not as old, and figure out where they're going to live and all that good stuff. If you're a fan of Dave Ramsey, he'll say, figure out how far away you want to live from your mother-in-law. Which is, he's so funny. I don't know if you guys have ever watched him before, but I like him a lot. He's a good man. He does financial freedom. Probably would not approve of how much stuff I spend on my crafts. I know that if you're just, I don't know what it is. It's like you cannot get enough ribbon. And like, what am I saving up for? It's not like I'm prepping, like ribbon prepping, like food prepping. But I just feel like I cannot get enough ribbon. Like, well, I better get a couple more spools of ribbon, because what if I might want to make a wreath and I don't have any greens? So if you're like that, definitely share that comment. I got a Cricut machine. I don't know if any of you have a Cricut machine, but that's another thing now. I'm buying stuff for it. And I'll tell you what, that's a learning curve. It's the maker, if you've ever done the Cricut machine, but it's a little hard. And I think why it's hard is because you've got stuff happening with your, you've got stuff happening with the computer. It's a tough one. So another thing that I do, because this one is going out to a customer, I attach my business card. That way, if they're going to want another wreath later on down for another season, holiday, gift for someone, they know how to get a hold of you. So, because you definitely, it's nice to be able to have a return customer, so that way you know that they're happy. Okay, so I am going to fluff this more when we leave each other, but just kind of wanted to get it to look a little pretty before I show this. But yeah, I'm going to fluff it on the door here after I say goodbye to you guys. But I think it turned out really well. Very pretty wreath. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to have to fluff it afterwards because, guys, I told y'all I'm going to sit here and I'm going to fluff it and fluff it and fluff it. Okay, so there is that wreath. I'll bring that sign out just a little bit more after I get done fluffing it. And I will take a picture to hopefully get it in a thumbnail. Maybe you guys can see it. But yeah, it's very pretty. Looks like there's a gap right there, so I have to fluff it. Definitely fluff it. And I know my eyes are looking weird because I got to look over that little point over there in the corner. All right, y'all. I am tired. I don't know why that wreath wore me out. But I guess it's the end of the day and we ate a bunch of Japanese food earlier. So, all right. Well, it's very fun talking to you guys. I had a great time making this wreath. I will leave all the materials and the supplies down in the comments below, or the little description section. Check there if you want to make it too. It's a beautiful wreath. So, all right, Merry Christmas, guys. Have a good day.